Welcome back to SnowRunner, y'all, and in this episode of our adventure through the Season 11 Scandinavia DLC, we are actually beginning our adventure inside the, well, cab, really, of a Marmon Cabover mod. Now, the info for this mod will be linked in the description box down below. It is a PC-only donator access mod through Slowest Artist 10, but again, the info for that will be down in the description down below. Now, this thing, I've never really driven it before. I've only customized it, and that's about it, but what we're going to do in this episode is we're going to use it for some hauling, and we're going to see how it does. Now, we've just completed a string of big hauling contracts, and so we're going to try to do obviously a little bit more hauling, but I want to see kind of what we can get into maybe on the other map. I'm not really too sure what we're going to do in this episode, but I do know that I want to kind of just check some stuff off the list. So let's see. Now, the next thing that we need is to deliver the construction rig semi-trailer to the town movie set, and I think that that will actually be a perfect test for this Marmon Cabover. So let's go ahead and start that up. And then now we can put this thing to the test, and I believe that we do have the high saddle installed. I'm just going to go ahead and check because I would hate to get all the way out there and not have the correct one installed. But let's see. I actually have saddle high and bumper weight, so we are good to go. So let's go ahead and head on out there. It sounds really, really good, too. But without any further ado, let's begin our drive. And also, the interior view on this thing looks absolutely wild. Now, I love all of the little details, including the CB radio that you can also put your bobblehead on top of. Currently, I don't have beans up there. I have the portable radar unit, just in case we ever need to use it. But in the future, I will definitely throw some of the bobbleheads up there. Now, let's see. Oh, geez. I will say, though, that as you drive this thing, you definitely have to get used to the driving dynamics of a Cabover. It's a little bit different than the standard long-nose trucks that you might be a little bit more used to driving in SnowRunner. The steering kind of darts in a little bit more than I'm personally used to, so I kind of have to recalibrate my brain a little bit to the steering speed of this thing. Not saying that that's necessarily a bad thing, it's just something that I have to sort of keep at the forefront of my thought process while I'm navigating some of the roads in this environment. So let's see, the trailer should be down here on the left, and I'm trying to figure out, should I go around to the right, or should I go just kind of through the construction area? Well, they have soft barriers on this side, but they have hard barriers on the other side. So we're gonna go the long way around. And normally I would just probably plow through the construction area because aside from the concrete barriers, there's really nothing that would get in our way. There's nothing that, you know, this truck would get mad about. But, like, the more I look at it, the more I'm like, those concrete barriers might give us an issue. Now, I don't need to go out to the other map this time, but I could definitely see that happening with this jump point as opposed to the other one at some point in the near future. It's been a long time since I have hauled one of these construction trailers. A really long time. So let's go ahead and get it attached. And wow, we really needed to bring that down. It's almost leaning down just a tad. But well, maybe not. Maybe not. I think it's a little bit more level than I thought. Ooh, I don't want to drive into the ditch. But at the same time, yes, I know we're contacting the power pole, don't worry about that, but the maneuverability of these Cabovers I think is like really understated. They are super maneuverable. I wish I could go through there, but I can't. I can't go through there, and that's kind of annoying because, okay, so we either hook it back around this way and then go the short way to town, or we go all the way around and down to the other end of the river and then back up around to this side. Now, you know, though, looking at it now, it's probably the same distance, really. And actually, I'm gonna go directly ahead because I've never actually driven this full loop, and because it'll take about the same amount of time, it'll also give me an opportunity to run my portable radar unit all the way down at the other end of the loop, which I've never actually done before. Okay, Come on, really, Barricade? That gave me a bunch of unnecessary damage. Like, come on. Oh, excuse me, Barricade. We weren't even going fast. We were, like, just creeping through there, and it was like, "Meh, here's some damage for you." And I'm like, really? I didn't even do anything to warrant that damage. Come on. I'm gonna slow down a lot before these rocks, though. I do not want to get into a scenario where we blow out the suspension or something, especially this far away from the drop-off. I also don't want to visually damage it, really, because it is a gorgeous truck. It really, really is. And cabovers are kind of underappreciated in this game as is, so I really want to be, like, super nice to it right now. I mean, look at this thing. It looks absolutely nuts, especially, like, having it haul something like that massive construction trailer. It really does look wild. And I know that those purple fuel wheels might be kind of a take it or leave it thing for a lot of people. I do think, you know, having that little splash of color definitely pops. Oh, really? I'm just cruising through here, but it gets so mad. It gets really mad really fast. And yes, I know that that's more of a SnowRunner thing than something to do with this truck. But, like, at the end of the day, sheesh. It's just one of those things that I guess you have to deal with sometimes. Excuse me. Oh, now it's... Really? Now you're gonna give me visual damage? Okay. Love that. Absolutely love that. Just grand. Grand and delightful in every possible way. Oh, that's gonna explode. Because the trailer is dragging it with us? Oh, that's gonna explode. Oh, I am not... Oh, it's gone. We're good. We're good. I don't know how we managed to be okay, but we are. And I'm gonna take it, and it's gonna be fine. Actually, I didn't realize. Oh! This suspension has a high mode. I completely forgot that the suspension was adjustable on this thing. Well, that's gonna help us out a ton. It's a shame I didn't know about that before. I would have freaking used it. All right, I'm gonna go over to the left. Yeah, that's gonna be so much more worth it. Yeah. That is, oh my God, that is so much more worth it. Let me see. I think I'm gonna hang left here and just chill through this part. So long as I can use the power, I mean, we're A-okay. So long as I can use the power and we don't have to slow down to, like, an absolute snail's crawl of a pace. Slowing down to, like, a snail's pace is when things start to get really freaking frustrating. But now, we're kind of into an area that I've never actually been through before, so this is all unknown territory to me now. Oh! Well, that's a little bit more out than some of the other parts of the road. Although, do not worry, I have a plan. And my plan is foolproof. Probably not. Oh, there we go. Yeah, don't worry about it. It's fine. It's A-okay. This is why we have swampers on it. It's literally just fine. No big deal whatsoever. What are you stuck on? Oh! Because it's got a variable ratio gearbox, I put it in automatic, and I accidentally ever so slightly pulled it into reverse, and it registered reverse instead of bumping itself back into automatic mode. Okay, so there's the town, and there's the drop-off. And there's the little port where the loading screen is based. So let's see. Oh, there is a little road that kind of goes down to the water's edge, though. Doesn't go across the river, but it does go down to the water's edge. We'll explore that more a little bit later. I'm sure there's some really interesting stuff down there. But not this time. This time, we have a task to do. Oh, it actually gets a little bit slick out here, or at least they warn us that it gets a little bit slick. So far, though, I haven't really had any traction issues with this thing. This thing has been rock solid for traction, actually, more so than I'm used to on pavement, especially considering the fact that it's on boggers. And luckily, this bridge is still up, as opposed to, well, a lot of the other bridges on this map that are not. Okay, well, it phases. That's fine. That's, yep, don't worry about that. That's fine. I wasn't really worried because I've had trailers, like, phase through before. But, again, you know, I'm always a little bit wary of scenarios like that in SnowRunner where I don't really know if something is going to freak out or not, especially to do with the physics. So let's go ahead and run the radar unit real quick because I've never been down to this end of the map before, and I'm sure that it'll give us... Okay. Oh, we definitely need to go up to the sign, though. I mean, it kind of looks a little bit more incomplete than I realized it was. I wonder if these trails up here are kind of fun, though. They look like they might be. At the very least, they're definitely worth exploring. Yeah, I've never driven into this town from the opposite side before. I've always taken the route on the other side of the river, funny enough. All right, now I wonder, when we get this trailer dropped off, I wonder if it's going to give us, like, you know, any kind of special animation or anything like that. It might, but it also might not, and you really never know with SnowRunner and the way SnowRunner works. So, let's find out, and... Oh! Well, I guess some things happened, but it all happened instantly, and so I didn't see it. But with that being said and done, y'all, if you enjoyed not only this episode of the Scandinavia DLC, but also enjoyed this look at this gorgeous Marmon Cabover, let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. Hit that like button if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new, and I will see y'all next time.